Putian school sparks outcry over harsh rules censorship. A student at Putian No, 10 middle school recently died by a Passaway. Friends cited mental stress and depression as key factors. Videos and posts from classmates described strict school policies, including enforced weekend study sessions, labeled as voluntary, despite the national 2-day weekend policy. Security checking students' hair and uniforms at the gate. Boys were turned away if their hair passed through fingers, and girls were ordered to wear short styles like the mushroom cut. Complaints also surfaced over declining cafeteria food quality after a supplier change, with students barred from ordering takeout. Injured diver Quan Hongchan draws quiet crowd in Wuhan. On May 24th, Chinese diver Quan Hongchan, sidelined by injury, appeared at the Wuhan competition venue. She accepted plush toys and flowers from fans who crowded the stands, then raised her hand in a hush gesture, signaling them to lower their cheers. Cameras captured her quiet demeanor as she walked slowly past the crowd. Guangxi drought triggers dozens of sinkholes, alarming farmers. In May, video from Gaoyang village in Guangxi showed cracked soil and sudden sinkholes tearing through farmlands. Villagers said the drought was the worst in 63 years, with over 30 sinkholes opening near homes and fields. Locals cautiously continued farming beside gaping earth fractures. Mountain rocks trigger explosion at Guangxi fireworks warehouse. At 7 a.m. on May 25th, surveillance footage from Donglen town, Guangxi captured giant boulders crashing down a hillside, striking the Julong fireworks warehouse. Seconds later, a violent explosion engulfed the site in smoke and debris. The structure was destroyed. Officials said no injuries were reported. Urban management officer filmed beating street vendor in broad daylight. A viral video shows a man in urban management uniform striking a fruit vendor with a whip-like object on a busy street. The middle-aged vendor shields himself as onlookers rush to intervene. The incident, reportedly in China, has drawn widespread condemnation online. The officer's identity remains unconfirmed. An An school worker paralyzed after 16-foot fall, family says no compensation. On March 10, 2025, a school maintenance worker at Changyuan Delin School in Hunan fell from a 16-foot-high mobile tripod while fixing a streetlight. The worker suffered shattered hips and severe spinal fractures. Despite 4 surgeries, he was left paralyzed and incontinent. The blogger, his child, alleges that the school has refused to cover any medical costs. Haining migrant workers protest over unpaid wages, receive only 70%. On May 25, video from Haining showed migrant workers gathered outside a factory, holding signs and confronting staff over unpaid wages. They said they had waited since May 5 only to receive 70% of what was owed. If every factory is like this, how can we survive, one worker said. On May 22, Chongqing Chenbei Construction Engineering owed wages, and the workers blocked the door to demand payment. Student Passaway sparks protests at Zuchang School over alleged abuse. On May 23, in Suchang, Henan Province, video captured students from Putian No 6 middle school storming an office after a female classmate, Wu Yijia, died by Passaway. According to her classmates, Wu had endured months of verbal and physical abuse from her head teacher, Yang Muyuan. They alleged she was forced to run laps outdoors in 104 DGF heat and was repeatedly locked out of class. Surveillance footage shows angry students breaking office windows and shouting. One clip shows the teacher accused of abuse watching Duyan in his office as the girl's parents arrived to demand answers. Outside the school gate, Wu's grandfather held a handwritten sign blaming the teacher for her death. The school has not publicly addressed the incident or confirmed any disciplinary action. The case has drawn widespread outrage online, with many questioning the handling of student mental health and teacher accountability. In Chinese public schools. Viral video shows harsh life of Ratman living in urban decay. A recent viral video shows a man documenting his bleak daily life as a self-described rat man. The footage reveals him lying in a crumbling room surrounded by peeling walls. He survives on instant noodles and wilted vegetables, capturing growing public attention about poverty in Chinese cities. Blogger films petition chaos at Henan Bureau, says responses depend on luck. On May 23 at 11 a.m., a blogger visited the Henan Petition Bureau during the Central Inspection Team's presence and shared video showing rushed procedures. Each visitor had only 1 to 2 minutes at the window. Staff reportedly rejected materials, citing insufficient level or lack of evidence. The blogger described the process as careless and inconsistent, saying, "Acceptance depends entirely on luck." He also revealed that the queue for petition appointments had already been pushed a month out, highlighting public frustration with the handling of citizen complaints in the region. Depositors denied hotel stays in Henan during central inspection visit. On the night of May 24th, video from Zhengzhou, Hannan showed depositors from the Hannan Village Bank scandal, including Ho Weiming, arguing with staff at Mosheng Hotel after being denied check-in despite confirmed bookings through Tongcheng Travel. In another case, Guo Dongshen said his homestay lost water and power immediately after he arrived, with unknown individuals pounding on his door. Other depositors, including Liu Guangming and Wang Hongsha, were also blocked from checking into prepaid rooms at Shiyue Hotel, booked via Meituan and air travel Zonghong. A police officer arrived and was seen stopping people from filming, raising concerns about transparency and public oversight. Multiple depositors reported similar treatment across Zhengzhou. Videos have fueled online criticism, especially in contrast with recent statements by Henan Governor Guangxi, who publicly welcomed visitors to the province. Mianying student reportedly beaten, suspended after complaining about dorm inspections. At Runhe Experimental High School in Mianyang, Sichuan, a sophomore student was allegedly assaulted and suspended after criticizing the school's dorm inspections. The student had posted about early morning checks, aggressive room searches, and forced quilt lifting. 6 teachers dragging the student on campus grounds. His clothes were torn and visible bruises appeared across his body. The student was reportedly suspended without explanation after the incident. His family has filed a police report and taken to social media to seek justice, drawing public concern over the school's disciplinary practices. Principal Fu Junqiang reportedly canceled breakfast subsidies for teachers and censored critical comments. Posts on the school's student wall about these issues were repeatedly deleted. The platform was eventually shut down, sparking wider anger over student speech restrictions and lack of transparency in school management. Migrant mothers work in harsh conditions to save for sons' marriages. In a recent interview, a blogger filmed 2 migrant worker mothers enduring grueling conditions, working at high altitudes and sleeping in overheated dorms, while surviving on $0.55 lunches. Their goal? To save millions of won in wedding gifts for their sons. One mother wept, saying, "In my next life I won't be human." Another replied that marriage brought nothing but hardship. Fatal Guangxi landslide raises concerns over road construction and official response. In Zaijiaoling village, Guangxi, a landslide exceeding 30,000 cubic meters struck the S302 road on the Fuchuan-Pingle section, killing a woman and causing over $280,000, 0 cents in damages. Her son, a blogger, said the road was completed in May 2023, but cracks and slope instability appeared just 2 months later. He alleged substandard materials were used, cracked pavement, inferior mortar and drainage ditches, and slope protections not meeting national standards. Landslides have reportedly recurred each rainy season. Authorities classified the incident as a natural disaster. The blogger questioned the fairness of the investigation and shared video evidence online. He claimed government officials have since asked him to delete the footage, and no official accountability has been announced.